Hello everybody, welcome back to the Sarah Myers channel. Today I am going to show you guys an optimal way to patrol the cemetery. Well, I guess kind of suboptimal because it's very hard to get an optimal patrol going on this. But I'm going to show you what the objectives are and how you need to watch them as family in order to keep victims from escaping within the first 2 seconds of the game. I'm going to show you which gates are important, which gates are not important, and I'm going to show you how people would get out through the pressure valve or the fuse escape, which is a little bit more convoluted than it is on other maps. So the first thing that I want to talk about are the water pumps, right? So there are 3 water pumps, and they have to activate all 3 of them in order to deflood a flooded area of the map, which leads to an escape. They cannot escape through this area unless it is deflooded. And in order to deflood it, they have to do the water pumps. See, look at that. Circular logic. Okay. Also, sorry I'm kind of stammering. I have been playing for like 10 hours today. My voice is kind of shot. It's been a lot. But anyway, alright. So if you see these blue stained glass windows right here, and you can see them from a distance too. Like you can see one over there. I can see one behind me over here. These are basement exits, right? Anytime you see a blue stained glass window, that means inside this building is going to be a basement exit. So this right here, they pick a sliding door downstairs, they come to this ladder, and they come up, right, at the beginning of the game. Let's say this is the first ladder that they pick. And then they come over here, and there is a valve right here that is one of 3 valves that lead to this area over here being deflooded, right? And when they do that, and when they shut all of them off, you can't, you can no longer turn them, you can turn and shut them off as family before all 3 of them have been done. But once all 3 of them have been done, there's nothing you can do about it. This area is deflooded and is dry for the rest of the game, right? And you'll see that there's a gate right there. That gate actually leads to nothing unless all of this water is gone. And in order to do that, they have to get 3 water pump valves. So the easiest one for them to get is going to be right here, because they can get up from a basement exit at the beginning of the game, come up this ladder right after they spawn, and then they turn this immediately. And for victims too, if any victim mains are watching this video, like this is the way to play this map. You want to come up here, and then you want to turn this immediately at the beginning of the game, right? So they do this, and then in order to get the other 2 water pumps, and I'm saying this from a victim perspective so that you guys know what to watch as family, they're going to come up here, and there's a gate here, right? That's the one I came through. And then there's another one over here. So after they get that water pump, they're going to get one of those 2 gates in order to get out into the main area of the map. And there's a fuse spawn right here too. That fuse spawn has always been there every single time I've played. Okay, so they come out through this gate. And then they come this way. Normally I cut stuff out like this. Like stuff where I'm like just running for long periods of time, and I try to cut right into the action, but I want you guys to see the routes that I take. And that first water pump over there that I just showed you is going to be to the left of the church. We are using the church as our compass. The church is our compass, right? Because this is relatively in the middle of the map, and you can see this steeple from really far away, pretty much all over the map, right? So whenever you find something that's important, look up and see where the church is so you can remember which side of the church it's on so you can find it again, okay? So in front of the church, so we have first water pump to the left of the church behind 2 locked gates, technically 3, but this one does not matter. This is a completely pointless gate until this area has been deflooded, right? Completely pointless gate. We don't have to worry about this as family, and as victim, we don't have to unlock and go through it until we get all 3 water pumps. And in order to get all 3 water pumps, we're coming out in front of the church, and we're coming to this gate. This is the only gate that leads to the other 2 water pumps, right? And in order to deflood this and use one of the escapes that is replacing the battery escape, right? They have to get all 3 of them. They have to deflood this area. Otherwise, the only places that they can escape are fuse box, pressure valve, and generator, right? So they come in here. 1 water pump is to the left over here, and the other water pump is in the opposite corner on the right. They're like right across from each other. Right over here. And when they turn that solo water pump over there, and they turn this one, and then they turn the other one all the way over there, this area defloods. And all they have to do is run from, like, straight ahead and to the left, and that's the exit gate, and they open that, and then they're out, right? So as family, when you're trying to figure out at the beginning of the game what you need to watch to keep the game from getting completely out of control to the point that they've just opened too many things and you can't deal with it, right? You want to keep them from getting these water pumps. And that one over there, since it's right above a basement exit, it's like they just come up the ladder and they're immediately turning it. I think that it's actually better to concede that one, right? I think it's better to not mess with that part of the map. And if they get that one, then they get that one. And instead, you want to just be watching this main gate. You want to concentrate your attention on this main gate because there's 2 water pumps in there and 1 over there. If they get that one, it doesn't matter unless they get the other 2, right? So you want to position someone here and you want to make sure you don't get very far away from it. And if they do get this open and they get like one of the water pumps off, you can turn it back off as family. Or if they get one of the water pumps on, sorry, my brain is so fried. You can turn them back off as family. You can turn these pumps back off. And if you wanted to, for good measure, you could technically go back in there and turn that one off, but it's behind a locked gate. They're going to be able to turn it on easily again by just coming up that tunnel and coming up that ladder from the basement. Since they're going to be more comfortable in the basement, they start down there. It's going to be very easy for them to just come right up and get that water pump. So you want to concentrate more on this one here. You want to concentrate more on these 2 that are locked behind here. And you want to keep someone on your family team around this gate or have them continuously coming back to this gate to check it. And this is the one that is like directly in front of the church, right? You come down this little area and then you just come right here and you want to hang around this. And the next thing I'm going to show you guys is the gen area. That's the next important thing because there's actually quite a few important things over here that you guys are going to want to see. Now, do you see these archways? You can see them. You can see it right over this tomb over here, this crypt. These archways are where your locked gates are. This is where something important is. If you see this locked gate. Now, this is the right gen gate that is going to lead to the gen area. Right? So this is the gen area. Up there is going to be where the victims escape at, like the last gate that they have to pick. Okay? And there's something else important in there, but I'm going to show it to you here in a minute. I want to show you guys the left one. Look at all this running I have to do as Johnny. All this running. This is why I've been saying that I think playing a character with low mobility on this map is not good. Characters without scouts, characters like Johnny that can't gap, like playing characters with low mobility on this map I think is not the way to go. Because it's very strangely designed and you need to take these gaps. Like you're going to need scout in order to get to important areas if they start ganging up on one of your family members, and you need to help them if they're like choose fight stunning them to get into an area, and you need to get there too because you need 2 people there. You're going to want characters with high mobility. You're going to want scout characters. You're going to want Leatherface. You're going to want people that can gap. Okay, so and you see something interesting here. The gin is on the outside. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn this off so you guys can hear me a little bit better. So the gin is actually on the outside, and this is not the only place that it spawns. It can spawn inside too, right? But if they want to get the gin escape, they can kick this gin on the outside, and then they have to get into 2 gates, kind of switching up the order in which you do things, right? So they kick the gin, and they come through here, and then they come right up, and this is the escape. This is the gin escape. Now, this gin doesn't always spawn outside of the gin gates. I know that's so weird that it does that. But there's also more regular spawns that you would expect kind of from the other maps and not like a Nancy's house map. It can spawn right there. And I believe there's another one, too, that's in front more. Like somewhere around like here. I swear I remember kicking a gin off today that was like around this area more. I believe there's 3, but those are the 2 that I know of 100% for certain. So you have this gate over here, right? This leads into here. And then we have this one all the way over here. All the way over here. And this is a big run, too, from the outside, right? And this is why I think you need 2 people kind of going back and forth over at Gen. You need 1 person positioned on this side and 1 person positioned over there that can also watch the fuse depending on where the fuse spawns. And I'll go over fuse spawns in a minute. Because Gen is very important because there's something else that is important in here that they have to open a locked gate in order to get, and that's the pressure valve escape. The pressure valve escape is actually behind a locked gate this time, kind of like it is on Family House where the victims start inside and they have to pick their way out and then they're able to get pressure valve, right? So this is the actual pressure valve escape, and then this pressure valve spawn I got was right here. So this is all behind this locked gate. So if you could keep them from getting into here when you get the spawn, then you don't have to worry about the pressure valve, right? However, I have also seen the pressure valve spawn outside of this gate. I've seen it spawn, I believe, I want to say it was like right here. Right here in this area. There was another pressure valve spawn. So it has spawned outside and it has spawned inside of locked gates. Just like the Djinn. Just like the Djinn can spawn outside and it can spawn inside. Right? Now, both the pressure valve escape and the fuse box escape require them to get open a locked door in order to get into it. The fuse box is the exact same way. It's just downstairs. They have to unlock a basement exit in order to, from inside the basement in order to get to the fuse box tunnel. So they can't just rush upstairs, do fuse, and then run back down and go straight out the tunnel like they can on other maps, right? And all of the fuse box locations that I've seen so far, if I'm missing one, please say something down in the comments. If I'm missing anything, if there's anything that I haven't mentioned and you guys are like, oh, I found this, I should, you know, she hasn't mentioned that. Like, please tell me in the comments. Because the more we all know about this map as a collective effort, like, just the better it's going to be, right? So, fuse can spawn here on the right side of the church. It can spawn at the back. Right here. Or it can spawn over here. To the left of the church. In this, like, little weird bush area. It'll spawn right here. Where this light is. It'll spawn right underneath it, right? Now, when they get this, let's say fuse is right here, right? They do the fuse. Okay, then they run this way. And they could also get down there from in the church. They could go back inside the church, go down a basement exit, and then get to the fuse tunnel that way if they've unlocked the sliding door down there. But I'll show you. That sounds kind of confusing if you don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm about to show you how to get to the fuse box exit from here. And I'll also show you what I was talking about with like them being able to get this water pump at the beginning of the game really easily. Remember, our water pump is to our left right now. Outside of this little building thing. So I'm coming down here, right? Let's say I'm a victim and I want to escape through the fuse. I've done the fuse. I came this way. I came through my little locked door. Boom! Fuse exit. Right here. And there's 3 of these doors, these sliding doors on the map, but 2 of them do completely different things in the fuse box exit. This door actually leads to an escape, right? They open this, you run through it, you escape, you won the game. And you can tell that this is the fuse box exit because the signs on it say, keep away, dangerous, high voltage, danger, high voltage. So this is the fuse exit, right? But there's another door that looks really similar to this here, that's red, that says stay clear, sewage disposal, danger, water hazard. This only opens after they activate all 3 water pumps upstairs. And then this opens, and it actually allows them for easier map traversal from the basement. And there's another door like this, too, that's over in the area where the 2 water pumps are, that leads from there, right? And it'll lead right back up into the flooded area. You guys might be sitting there thinking, like, wait, Sarah, in the area with the 2 water pumps, there actually is a way into the basement. And I'm going to show you that that's not true. That doesn't actually lead to the basement. It leads to somewhere weirder that is underground, yet not connected to the rest of the basement. Unless there's some kind of, like, crazy corridor or something that I was missing. But from the way I understand this map, I believe that actually does not lead into the basement at all. Hang on, we gotta go all the way around here. And I'm gonna leave all of this traversing in so that you guys kind of have an idea of what I'm doing here. See, there's the church. When I was over there, I was to the left of the church. Okay, so I'm here. I got 1 water pump all the way over there in the corner. I got another water pump all the way over there in the corner, okay? You guys are like, wait. I thought I saw a blue stained glass window, and you said that only leads to basement exits, right? Well, this one here actually does lead underground. However, this underground area is not connected to the rest of the basement. And I'm Johnny right now to keep in line with the theme of the channel, because I thought y'all would like to see me explain this as Johnny, because me and that character becomes kind of synonymous. However, so I can't go over those barricades, right? And I can't destroy them. However, the important stuff down here, I can actually get to as Johnny. Hang on, I'm coming down. Where's my... Right here. Right here. Here's my flood exit, right? If you get this open and you go back up, this actually just leads once again to the area with the 2 water pumps. This is all this leads to. So once again, the only way to get to the area with the 2 water pumps is through that locked gate up there that I showed you. Okay, I'm trying to find my way out of here. Actually, this well drop down, the well drop down that leads down into here, actually, this is the well drop down in the area with the 2 water pumps. It actually just leads down into this area that isn't connected to the rest of the basement. So if you want to get back upstairs and push objectives after you like heal and stuff, you're going to be in the same area. You can't exit the basement at like a different point. You're just going to be back in the area with the 2 water pumps again. Alright, we are done with that. Gosh, that whole underground area is so, like, it's such a maze down there. It's so easy to just turn around and think you're in a different spot. Okay, anyway. Oh, here's Peepaw! Look, here's a Peepaw spawn. I've only had Peepaw spawn here. If you guys have seen some other Peepaw spawns, let me know. Fill up the comment section, please. And that's not engagement bait. That's genuinely because I just want to deepen my understanding of this map. I want it to be a community effort. Because this map is different than anything that they have ever released before. It plays differently. It patrols differently. The mechanics on it are completely different. It's completely different from anything that we've ever had before in the game. So I think we all kind of need to put our heads together here and see if we can find a some optimal strats and like patrols and stuff like that. But for me personally, when I play, and there's my church, right? Coming this way. I think you need to position somebody here to protect this gate. This gate is very important, right? I explained that already because there's 2 water pumps in there and they're probably going to get that one no matter what. It's not worth keeping somebody over there because that's way too far away from everything else. Right? You do that. And then you come this way. And you want to position somebody around here, kind of around this gate. And whoever is at this gate can also help watch that fuse box spawn up there. And you all as a group want to be checking family focus and checking fuse and stuff like that. And when I say patrol, when I say stay on these gates, I don't mean having somebody literally just stand in front of it, right? By patrol, I mean, like, you want to be frequently coming back to check an objective that you are responsible for as a member of the team, right? So you want somebody over there that's mainly checking that, somebody over here that's mainly checking this, and then you guys can converge as a group, like, depending on what the threat is. Check out this left gen gate with the weirdo gen outside of it. And, like, see, if I was the person watching this, I would also be able to get to the fuse box pretty easily, even though that's a pretty wide patrol. It's very big. It's hard to get from one place to another. Like, if 2 groups of victims were simultaneously pushing this, and you had a family member over there at that gate, and a family member over there watching the water pump thing, like, it would be very, very difficult to, like, they're probably going to get one or the other, right? Just because of the sheer size of the map, and, like, how far you have to walk. Like, you're not going to be able to walk, like, right up against this, and then go up here. Like, as victims, if you're finding this map difficult, I think all you have to do is do a little bit of teamwork. And you'll be fine. I can't remember if I mentioned this earlier or not. This is actually my second take of this because I already recorded for 30 minutes and explained all of this and then realized that my footage didn't save correctly. But those water pumps over there, all of the water pumps, they can actually choose fight you for those. Those work off of strength instead of proficiency. And they can choose fight stab you or close encounter you and get those off before you can do anything about it. They can just do it right in your face, right? So, that's definitely a really important area because you're going to get choose fight stun for it. You might even want to consider trapping some of those water pumps. And then, over here is going to be a really important area too. Like, depending on where the fuse spawns, right? And, most of your family patrols are going to change depending on where the fuse spawn on, like, every map. You know what I mean? That's kind of how you decide what patrol you're doing is depending on where the fuse spawns. You're going to be very spread apart as family. That's why I said earlier you need, characters with high mobility. You want everybody to have scout on this map. You want people to be able to go through gaps and crawl spaces or whatever to get, you know, to make your traversal a little bit easier. But overall, I don't really think you want to be over there to the left side of the church when you're patrolling as family. I think you want to be centered on this side so that you have these 2 gen gates covered and then you got that area in front of the church covered. There's not really much of a reason to be over on that other side unless that they have removed the water by getting all 3 water pumps. And then those gates become important. Then you're going to have to, because they can get into the flooded area. Well, I guess it wouldn't be flooded anymore. They can get to the unflooded area through this gate right here, right? So it's very, very important to keep control of the water pumps, or the entire map gets opened up in a way that I think is incredibly difficult to deal with as family. And yeah, I think that's it. I hope that all of this is coherent whenever I try to edit this here in a minute. I've been playing for a very long time. I'm sorry if I rambled a little bit. I tried to make it interesting with the way that I explain things and tried to be concise, but you know how I get. You know how I get when I'm tired. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know in the comments if you have any good strats, if you have any good patrols, if there's something that I missed, because I have only been playing, I mean, we've only been playing this for a day. This is just the stuff that I've discovered. Maybe there's some spawn that I just didn't get because of the RNG. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.